Christians in India are brainwashed by blind hate against Prime Minister Modi in spite of all the good initiatives. Many of these Christians do not even know why they hate him. Prime Minister Modi is a messiah. Hold on. Before you brand me as an anti-Christian or a Chris Sangi, let me give you a few instances of what Prime Minister Modi has done for us Christians. One Catholic priest from India, Father Alex Prem Kumar, and he was rescued by this government. Prime Minister Modi did not say, "Oh, he's a Christian missionary, why should we rescue him?" Maybe these Christian leaders have not read the act properly due to the blind hate for the BJP and their leaders. I will call all those Christians who oppose the CAA are actually anti-Christians. It was a powerful reaffirmation of a Prime Minister's inclusive nature. Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas and Sabka Prayas. Christians in India and Prime Minister Modi. Both are at the cusp of a transformative relationship. Yes, it's been almost 10 years since Prime Minister Modi has been the Prime Minister, and the Christian community has started taking notice of his true intentions. A transformative Bharat. Before 2014 elections, we were all told by our Christian leaders that if the BJP comes to power, Christians will be asked to leave this country. It's been 10 years now. We are all alive and kicking, and all those who predicted the doom of Christians have mud on their faces. Last Christmas, Prime Minister Modi had an interaction with the Christian community, which I feel was more than a seasonal gesture. It was a powerful reaffirmation of a Prime Minister's inclusive nature. Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas and Sabka Prayas. As a Christian myself, what if I say Prime Minister Modi is a messiah? Not many will agree to my statement. Hold on. Before you brand me as an anti-Christian or a Chris Sangi, let me give you a few instances of what Prime Minister Modi has done for us Christians. And if you say this was politics, then God save you from your blindness, because you have eyes but you cannot see. Before we proceed, let me ask you, what is the meaning of the word Messiah? Messiah in general terms, as per the dictionary, says a leader regarded as the savior of a particular country, a group or a cause. That's correct. He has been a Messiah to many Christians, but unfortunately these Christians who got benefited have gone behind the walls of the church. I will give you a few of the many instances. First and foremost, the passing of the Citizenship Amendment Act, which is popularly known as the CAA, was a landmark act for Christians also. But strangely and shockingly, many Indian Christians and the church leaders opposed it without even knowing what it did for the persecuted Christians. We will talk about it in a little while. But let me give you some more examples. Did you know that the BJP-led government in 2014 had helped rescue 46 stranded nurses? These nurses were captured by terrorists, and these nurses were from Kerala, and they were in Iraq. They didn't know how to escape from that place. No, you would have forgotten it, but I hope those Christian nurses would not have forgotten. Prime Minister Modi did not discriminate whether they were Christians or Hindus or Muslims. For him, everyone was Indian. This rescue was successful due to the diplomatic intervention of the late Sushma Swaraj ji, who was then the External Affairs Minister at that time. Just to add, the then Chief Minister of Kerala, Mr. Oomen Chandy, lavishly praised Sushma ji, cutting across party lines, saying that if it had not been for the timely and effective intervention by the government, the evacuation would not have been possible. The government did not differentiate whether they were Christians or Muslims or Hindus, given the fact that almost all these nurses were Christians. I will give you another example. This is in the year 2015. One Catholic priest from India, Father Alex Prem Kumar, he was a missionary working in Afghanistan. For almost 18 months he was there, and he was rescued by this government. It is said that even Father Alex's family had lost hopes of seeing him alive. Let me tell you what Father Alex told in Kabul on his return. I am rescued and free because of a Prime Minister Narendra Modi. I am here. He saved me. Prime Minister Modi did not say, oh, he is a Christian missionary. Why should we rescue him? In 2016, one very prominent Catholic priest, Father Tom Ulanil, was trapped in Yemen. There were reports that the Islamic State militants had killed the priest on Good Friday. But this was not a confirmed report. The news read that this priest was abducted by the Islamic gunmen in Yemen who had already killed at least 16 people at an old age home in Afghanistan. Apparently, this was even condemned by Pope Francis. But you need to listen to this. There were video appeals from Father Tom about his situation, and he even had appealed to the Pope saying, if I were a European priest, the Vatican would have taken it seriously. But since I am from India, the Vatican seems to have taken it very lightly. In 2017, due to the good offices of the BJP government and its direct intervention, Father Tom was released. According to the Indian Union Minister, no ransom was paid for his release, and this was achieved due to the diplomatic interference of India. Father Tom safely returned to India after his release and met with Prime Minister Modi and thanked him profusely. But by far the biggest gift of Prime Minister Modi to Christians of India and to the neighboring nations is the Citizenship Amendment Act. Christians in India will oppose my statement and disagree and even condemn me. But this is exactly why I call Prime Minister Modi as a messiah. Because he introduced the Citizenship Amendment Act, popularly known as the CAA. Christians in India are brainwashed by blind hate against Prime Minister Modi in spite of all the good initiatives. Many of these Christians do not even know why they hate him. Okay, let me explain to you, to every Christian, what is CAA and why it was introduced and why Christians, the church leaders and leaders should not have opposed it. The Citizenship Amendment Act is a law passed in India in December 2019 that provides a path to Indian citizenship for persecuted religious minorities from neighboring Islamic countries, that is Pakistan, Bangladesh and Afghanistan. The legislation specifies clearly those who are persecuted in these Islamic nations, that is Hindus, Sikhs, Buddhists, Jains, Parsis and Christians. Sadly, one of the first Indian religious community leaders who opposed this act were the church leaders themselves. This is very unfortunate. They called it an act against the Christian community. I wonder how is it ever against the Christian community? Maybe these Christian leaders have not read the act properly due to the blind hate for the BJP and their leaders. I will call all those Christians who oppose the CAA are actually anti-Christians. Let me justify my statement. Do you know how many Christians lived in Pakistan, Afghanistan and Bangladesh in 1947? And how many exist as we speak today? And today, do you know these Christians in these Islamic nations live in fear of worshipping and are treated like fourth-class citizens. They are not even treated as human beings because they are considered as kafirs. The Christian population has reduced drastically because either they have converted or killed or fled the land. Let me give you a few details about the population of the non-Muslims in these nations. As per the Hudson Institute report, mind you, the Hudson Institute report is not run by the RSS. At the time of partition in 1947, almost 23% of Pakistan's population was comprised of non-Muslim citizens. Today, the population of non-Muslims has declined to approximately 3%. And in this, Christians have almost vanished. In Bangladesh, the population of non-Muslims comprised of 22% of the total population. This is in 1947. And the share in 2011 fell to 7.8%. Christians have virtually vanished there as well. In Afghanistan, the population of non-Muslims comprised approximately 12%. And currently, there are almost zero Christians in Afghanistan. Where have they gone? Simple. In these Islamic nations, the dikkat is very clear. Convert or perish. This persecution has been continuing for the last 75 years. And what Modi ji did was give these minorities an opportunity to come to India. Now let me tell you all, as Christians who oppose this CAA, what should you be called? Well, let me correct my statement. What would all the Christian minorities in Pakistan, Bangladesh and Afghanistan call you? They will call you as anti-Christians. While on the contrary, what do you think these persecuted minorities would call Prime Minister Modi, including the Christians? They would call him their Messiah. Jai Hind.